I'm up a little late tonight. It's 10:30 p.m., but I have something on my mind. Talked it over with my daughter first. I have a viewer who said something really vicious, and I want to address what she said, and then I would like to address more deeply some of her concerns about bankers and financial institutions. Let me start with her comment. I usually love your stories. Today's video just makes me sad. I know people think it's okay to not pay their credit cards or debts if their spouse dies. You're right. Legally, they can't collect. But why rub it in by saying, ha ha? People know the terms when they borrow the money. It just makes the rest of the population pay for the losses, just like shoplifting. It saddens me, again, to know that integrity and doing the right thing doesn't have much value anymore. Wow. Funny though, karma is real. I assume she feels karma is like all of my dilemma in life. My husband getting sick, maybe? My husband shooting himself, maybe? My losing 2/3 of my income, maybe? Is that the karma she's speaking of? What a nasty and vicious thing to say to anybody. I don't care what you're doing. I know a lot of you are going to say, she's a troll, she's a troll. Yeah, well, I'm starting to understand what a troll is, but no. She's a cruel, vicious person. What an awful thing to say. I've left a reply, and I'm asking her to please unsubscribe. I would prefer her to bow out rather than for me to block her. But I wanted to leave that message up because there's a lot in that message. First, today's video made her sad. People think it's okay not to pay their credit card debts if their spouse dies. So legally she feels she understands the law, but that there's terms and everybody else is going to have to pay for it. She speaks about losses. Losses to bankers. I want to tell you a story. It's about the Tampa Bay area, the area I live in. It's actually a bedroom community of Tampa. And back a ways, after 2008, when all the banks failed and our government, which is us and our tax dollars and my kids' tax dollars, bailed out the banksters, did they take that money that they were bailed out with and start giving out low interest loans to people so they could buy up some of these foreclosures that were all over the place? No. Do you know what they did do? See, the rich know how to work the system. What they do is they have LLCs, S corporations, foundations, and nonprofits. I know a lot about these things because I researched them. I wanted to know how the wealthy operated. And what the banksters did is they took the loan money and they started buying up properties around here under the guise of corporations. This changed the dynamic of our area in such a horrible way. So these people that lost their homes due to, let's call it not so great lending terms, they got to be homeless or move back in with their parents. And the banksters got to take these homes, bring in very low-paid crews, redo the entire inside, and then they rented them out for double what the rents used to be. Double. It became a climate in which you couldn't speak face to face to somebody about renting a place. And demand was high even then. Not like it is now, but it was high. And they didn't want to rent out to the 6 of us. 4 of them and me and their father. We were going to try to get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. They wanted to question us. Why couldn't we get our own rental? Why did we all have to live together? Why? They were concerned, first of all, on the wear and tear of the house for so many people. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Did they expect 2 people to live there only? I guess so. They were concerned that what if we had disagreements and wanted to break the lease? Just crazy stuff. So what about lending practices? What about the people that lost their homes in foreclosures? What about the people that are going to lose their home in foreclosures in this next coming economic collapse? I know you're saying, oh, that's not going to happen again. Yes, it is. It's been happening since the Great Depression. But that's beside the point. Their lending practices are criminal. So I said, they can't collect $3,000 in solar equipment. Now, number one, and I point that out in my reply to this person, I didn't know my husband was going to kill himself. He had excellent credit, like an 820. We used his card because, well, mine were pretty much full before he died, because we had enough money. I could afford to do some things I needed to do here, and one of them being the solar setup. You see, he had a CPAP, and he couldn't breathe well anymore, and he needed that CPAP to be available when we lost power, which wasn't just in hurricane season, which starts from June to November here in the Tampa Bay area. It happens in between. A thunderstorm comes up, we lose power. Sometimes we can lose it for hours. It gets extremely hot in these little metal trailers. So, the most horrible part of this person's message is karma is real. Karma is real, I think is what the person meant to say. Wow. What a thing to say to a woman who has watched her whole life melt away due to her husband's illness. What a thing to say. Do I feel sorry for banksters? No, I don't. Do I feel bad that my husband died and the law said that they couldn't get the money from me? No, I don't. People file bankruptcy every day. Corporations file bankruptcies every day. Bankers filed bankruptcy and got bailed out by us, we the people. I'm supposed to be like, I've got to pay them back. I think I'll sell my trailer and give them $3,000 of it, and I can go eat dirt. What a great idea. I like it better already. Look, you have a problem with my videos? Maybe you didn't have a problem before, but you have a problem now. I am cordially inviting this viewer, and you know who you are, to please unsubscribe. I don't want you in my community. I like my community. We all understand each other. We've all had hard times. Maybe we've even had problems with the banking system. We know their viciousness. We understand why people go into foreclosure, and I'm going to tell you why right now. Because a bank loans you $10 and they want $11 back. Here's the thing. They're never going to print that $11th. And for those lucky enough to be able to pay their mortgage off before the crash, or they're able to keep their job during the crash and continue to pay a hyperinflated mortgage, which banksters know darn right well that house is not worth what they just gave the loan for, and it's not going to sustain that value, but they're going to give that money out knowing that they're going to foreclose. They've already made their money up front. They make it on the banking fees. Then they bind up all the mortgages and sell them to another company. And that's how they make their money, and that's how the last collapse happened. I do not feel... And you know, everybody else has to pay because my husband died and couldn't pay off Citibank. That's not true either. Those are write-offs. What really put them under is their dirty, rotten strategies for lending. Fooling unknowledgeable people. They just want a house. They got a loan. They'll make it work somehow. No, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for them. And I feel really disgusted with you, viewer, and you know who you are. And I just want to air it out. And there you have it. Now you really know what I think about banksters. And if you don't like this video, please unsubscribe. I'd appreciate it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to take a nice shower, get on my clean jammies, and go to bed. Thanks for watching.